Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. This is Sales Funnel Radio, and today you're going to hear my interview of the one and only Mr. Russell Brunson. Now, I have been wanting to get him on the podcast for quite some time, but I wanted to do it where I could actually promote something that he was interested in as well, okay? He's the guy that originally started teaching me offer creation, right? And I wanted to make sure that it was an offer for him, but also for you guys. So what you're going to hear in this episode is you're going to hear kind of behind the scenes of why he's come up with his latest book. And a lot of you guys probably don't even know that he has a new book, okay? It's not Traffic Secrets, it's not Expert Secrets, not DocOps Secrets. It's another book, okay? It's literally 550 pages, and he has had 30 gurus come in and contribute for this book, okay? So you guys are going to hear why he set it up, where he got the inspiration for it, why he rehashed the idea, and why he's actually produced it for everyone now. So this is really awesome. This is obviously my favorite interview I've ever done for obvious reasons. He is my friend. He is my mentor. I look up to him like crazy and love hanging out with him. But anyways, so I am very honored, very thrilled. Guys, please take out a piece of paper and take some notes for this. This is not your normal interview. He and I just kind of shoot the breeze for a little while, and then we kind of dive deep onto some reasons of why we know people are not successful as funnel builders, okay? And I know it, and he knows it, and we see it, and luckily we talked about it a lot in this episode. So I think you guys are gonna see kind of a different take. So you're gonna learn from the CEO of ClickFunnels himself about why that is, what makes a funnel builder successful, and what makes them destined to not be. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's cut to the intro, and we'll go straight on for the interview. Guys, thanks so much, and if you enjoy this, please go thank Russell. Bye. I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business, using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio. What's up, guys? Hey, I am excited. You guys obviously see the video right here, and you see who I have on. I'm very, very excited about it, though. Frankly, I've had a hard time coming up with words to describe how I feel about this interview. I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time, and obviously, it's Russell Brunson. He is the man. He's the CEO of ClickFunnels, obviously. He has gone from icon of mine to boss, to mentor, to friend, and I'd say brother now, and love him like crazy. And just really thank you for taking the time to be on here. So obviously, just welcome to the show. Thanks for being on Sales Funnel Radio.
Yeah, man, it's an honor. I was hoping you're going to ask me eventually. I'm like, God, it's the only funnel show I've never been on. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm super excited and proud of you, man. It's funny because I think the event that we first met at was where I was like, everyone needs to be published and you need to do a podcast. And you're like, no. And then you went and did what most people don't do and did the thing that you knew you needed to do but didn't want to do. And then you just did it. And now it's been like, yeah, there's such a good lesson there for everyone. But that was the first day we met. It was probably the day or the day after that.
Yeah.
And I look forward, fast forward 2 or 3 years later, it's amazing to see what you've accomplished and where you've come. It's awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's like a week later, I was sitting next to you working there, and I was like, I don't want to publish. I'm not going to publish. And you're like, taking your phone, what's up, everyone? It's Russell Brunson. You know, then you're on your podcast, what's up, Russell Brunson? On your blog, what's up, it's Russell Brunson. And I was like, there's something to this. And I don't think I am. Hopefully I am, but I'm trying to be your best student. I really appreciate it. And anyway, hey, I wanted to ask a few questions. It really means a lot that you're here. You're changing the world, and you're changing people's lives. You changed my life, my family, my immediate family. Now my extended family is all soaking up your stuff. Like, we have our own little groups. So we're like, this guy's amazing. Who is he? I was like, I know. I told you I wasn't crazy. You know, like, listen to him. He's awesome. You know. And anyway. ClickFunnels has grown. When I first got there, it was at like 15,000 members, and left when it was about 65-ish, and off doing the thing. And it's been interesting to watch how the audience has grown, both in terms of their skill with being funnel builders and being marketers. What would you say for the audience as a whole, the ClickFunnels audience? Because if you're listening to me and you don't know about Russell or ClickFunnels, I think you're a liar. Every episode I talk about Russell and ClickFunnels. But what would you say is like the recurring holes that people keep missing that would make them successful if they just did that one thing, you know?
Yeah. It's funny because, and I almost feel like this has been part of my mission, because I remember when I got started, it's been almost 15 years now. Like I started learning this stuff, and I'm reading these books from these dudes who are all dead now, and I'm like, what? Like freaking out, right? Like I'm learning all this stuff, and I'm like, this is the most amazing thing ever. And I go to these conferences and these events, and I show up, and everyone's got a suit and tie, and they're all businessy, and they're like boring as can be. And people are on stage talking about direct mail and these things, right? That are super exciting, and they talk about them, and they're so boring. Everyone's so boring. But I was excited by it, so I'm listening to these boring people, like why is nobody freaking out here? Like this is so exciting. Like I can see the vision of it, right? And it was weird, so I had to go to all these events and study from all these people that were just like more traditional business people that didn't realize what they had. And then for me, I was just like, as I was learning it, like spitting it back out, like trying to like share this with everybody. And it's funny if you read my books, and obviously you have, they're not like, here's the philosophy of Russell. It's like, okay, I learned a bunch of stuff from a lot of people. Let me show you. I learned this and this guy and this guy, and like I'm telling everybody all this stuff. And I feel like my job is just to make marketing exciting, because it is. Like I think it's the most exciting topic on planet Earth. But like when I came in this game, it wasn't like people. I don't know, the energy wasn't there, the excitement wasn't there. And I think the biggest gap that people are missing is that they don't understand that like the key to success is not in like, what's my product? I'm selling an iPhone, or I'm selling Rhino Rush. Like they think like this is the key to business, and it's not. The product has nothing to do with anything. The only thing that matters is like having a deep obsession with the marketing of the thing. And the people that are successful are the ones who like become obsessed with the marketing. Like that's it. It's not like becoming obsessed with the best product and then all these kind of things. It's those who like who actually like fall in love with what we're talking about, like what me and you geek out on all the time. Like that's the biggest thing. And it's interesting. I told you this story earlier today, but I was talking to Garrett White like a week ago, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I had my mom sign up for a ClickFunnels account because Garrett, obviously, you know, he's 2 Comma Club and 2 Comma Club X. His wife hit 2 Comma Club, and like they're doing it, so people in his family are like, what are you doing? So he said his mom, she created ClickFunnels account, and she used it for like a couple days, and she messaged him, she's like, ClickFunnels is hard. He's like, Mom, you're wrong. It's not hard. You're just stupid. I was like, you told your mom that? He's like, yeah, she's dumb. She doesn't know it, but she's dumb because she thinks it's like, she's looking at it from like, how do I use this software platform, and not understanding like it's the marketing. Like ClickFunnels is just this thing that like you put pages, like it's not that complicated, but it's the obsession with the marketing that makes the engine run, right? And it's like coming back to the core fundamentals. Like you and I are working on a secret project that nobody knows about yet. But a hint of it is like, it's this challenge where the goal is to like take the fundamentals of direct response marketing and make them exciting and fun, and then pound them into people's heads over and over and over and over again. Because mastering the fundamentals will do more for you than learning how to use ClickFunnels. It's like master the fundamentals, understand hook, story, offer, epiphany bridge, like all these things that we keep talking about and trying to make exciting for everybody. Like you master those, everything else becomes super easy. It's not difficult on the backside, but it's those core fundamentals like of direct response marketing that people don't understand. It's like if we can make that exciting and light it up for people, then everything else becomes really, really easy, right?
Yeah.
Like when you got the fundamentals, like the funnels are okay, just slap some pages together and sell stuff, but that's what people are missing, is the geeking out on the marketing part of it. Because when you understand that, I can plug any business into this now. It's not difficult.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny because I was like, someone's like, well, how do I make the page look? It's not about the page. Like the ClickFunnels facilitates the page, but you're missing the whole point, you know. And to go anyway, you touched on something that I've always wanted to ask you, because this was like I don't know how to describe it, man. When I was first learning this stuff, right, and I'm laying there with my M16, right, and I'm reading .com secrets, right, and I'm laying there and I'm like, this is amazing, and I would like, you know, hide whenever someone would come around, because this like, it was a training environment, you know, and I was this is ridiculous, and I wouldn't shut up about it, and I was like, this is, oh my gosh, like I've been looking, I feel like I'm finding the answer for why stuff has or has not worked, and it was, you just did a podcast episode about this. It was lonely. Mm-hmm. It was crazy lonely. And when I finally got to your Funnel Hacking Live event 2016 and I met you and I met all these other people, it was the first time I totally felt like comfortable, you know, at home. How did you deal with that before there was a Funnel Hacking Live event for you to go to?
It's hard. I made a lot of bad decisions because of that feeling. I hired a lot of people who were like friends who asked me a question about what I was doing. Like, but you care? Do you want a job?
Yeah,
like,
you care?
Sure. And I hired like everybody I knew, but that was a really bad decision. I've learned since then. No, but I totally get that. Like, I understand it is super lonely, especially in the beginning. Like, as you have success, it's easier to get in the groups and connect with people. But initially, it's like nobody cares and nobody believes you. The people you love the most don't believe you. That's the hardest thing, I think. It's just like, man, like they believe in you, but they don't believe so much the thing, right?
Right.
And you're trying to convince them, no, this is the thing. And they're like, are you sure? Because like, I'd love for you to get a job, or I'd love for you to go to school, or whatever the thing is. But it's definitely, it was lonely and painful. Like I said, I would go to these marketing events back in the day and try to connect with people, and I found friends there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was different because for most people it was their business, right? Like we were direct response marketers, and they'd go. It's kind of like there's another event that happens shortly after ours that I won't say the name of it, but there's 2 different letters that talk about what it is, right? And like it's a great event, but the people that they attract to the event are like the people in the company who do the traffic and they do the conversion, these things. That's like their day job, and they go there and they're in their suit and ties and they're working on these things. And it's not like the people like us who were like, I am so tired and I'm so annoyed that I have to go to bed because I'm so excited about this thing. And if it wasn't the fact that like everything's fuzzy and I can't see the screen, I would just keep going, but I can't, right? Like people that are obsessed like us, and it took me a long time. In fact, it was hard to find those kind of people. I found pockets of them every once in a while, and I started to become friends with them, and that was my first kind of peer group. But it wasn't a lot of it. And like I said, with what we tried to do, and like as we launched ClickFunnels 4 years ago, and like we're kind of creating this atmosphere and all these things, I was like, I want this to be a young, hip, exciting, fun thing where it's like we can do that, right? And I think the cool thing about ClickFunnels is the fact that like that we can, like before it was hard because like I geek out on something and I give it to the programmers and then they'd be like, okay, I'll see you in a couple of days, and you're like, what do I do now? Like, well, now it's like we can go in there and like affect change, and it feels so good to be the one that like I'm the one to put the logo there. Like, oh, I just moved it. Oh, it's back. And so you can actually do I don't know, but it was lonely for me. And so like I said, like I think part of the reason why the company was built the way it was is because I was trying to build a platform for me and people I knew who were like me, who were just like, I need to connect. I need to plug into to other people because I don't know, something about it, but you can sit down and have a similar language pattern to other people and you talk and they get it instantly. And it's just like, I remember the first time I met a couple people that were doing what I was doing, and I remember telling my wife that I'm like, I said stuff and they were excited about too. Like, this is the coolest thing in the world,
Not alone. Hey, so okay, which is what I love so much, that you have the Facebook group for ClickFunnels open. So I feel like it's this first starting safe haven for people who don't really know what it is yet, but like frankly need a home, and I love that. Okay, so I asked, right, what are the holes that these funnel builders often don't see? And one of the biggest holes, obviously, you said learning marketing. How can somebody shortcut the learning of marketing? Because it's not like it's a small topic. I certainly didn't learn it in my marketing degree, even. It's just like, it's not easy info to find.
Yeah. No, I think, I think about how I learned marketing, like, there's more stuff nowadays, right? And like, we're publishing, other people publishing. Like, when I got started, there weren't podcasts, there wasn't Facebook Lives. Like, a lot of these things nowadays are just, are just gone, right? Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Somebody texted me right when we were talking. I apologize. My phone was turned over. Sorry, my train of thought, I totally just lost it.
That's so good, like short-coding marketing. Like, how do I condense that?
So what I was saying is, I didn't have the ability to, like, there weren't a lot of things you could learn it from initially. So like, I think about how did I learn it, and the way I learned it is like I picked 4 or 5 people that I knew were doing big stuff. I was watching them. And so I would start doing is I would go and I would start just like watching what they were doing, like intimately watching it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what most people miss is like they go and they see the email, they buy the thing, they buy the course, they go to the course and all this stuff, and it's just like, you missed it. Like, did you watch all the emails that came out prior to that? Did you watch the other people? Did you watch how they contact the JV partners? Did you watch how the Facebook ads started showing up? And did you notice, like, wow, why was there an ad? Like, he's talking about this thing, there was no call to action. Why would he do that? And there was another thing, and you saw 4 or 5 of these different videos that came out that had nothing to do with anything, and all of a sudden, then you see this thing, and there's some momentum, and stuff happens, and then people buy, and then after they buy, did you notice the second email sequence after they bought, which is when they sold the secondary thing, and you watch that, and you're like, oh my gosh, like nobody even saw it. Like, they did a launch, but the money came from the secondary internal launch that happened to the existing buyers, and it's like, for me, it's like I bought everything, but I rarely consumed the products. I was just buying it to see the stuff, and then and I think you're similar. In fact, I know
I buy too much crap, man. I don't even go through half of it.
Julie, yeah, like I remember it was probably like a month after you left as an employee here, and you were home, and I was watching. It was before you were on Instagram though, but something, and you were like somewhere, maybe it was Facebook Live or something. You're like, oh my gosh, you guys! I just went through like every webinar that Russell's ever done. And like, check this out, check this out. You had it on the floor, and it's like all the registration pages, and then all the emails printed out. You're like, every time, email number 1, he talks about this, and then email number 2 always goes to this, and email number 3, and you're like just finding the patterns and like seeing the whole thing. And you're like, I've downloaded the webinar, I listened to it like 30 times, like I've got all your webinars like in an audiobook, I listen to back to back to back just to listen to your pitch over and over again. It makes me laugh, because I guarantee you probably did, but you didn't have to go through the course. Like the value was going through the process of the course.
Yeah, that's the funnel itself.
Yeah, I think, and in fact, I got it's funny. I got a certified letter from somebody today who it must have been somebody old, because they were asking for a refund for like a $30 product, and so they sent me a certified letter because that was easier than contacting support. But as I'm reading this thing, I was laughing because I'm like, they missed it.
Yeah.
Like they came to my thing to buy a book to teach them marketing, and then they're asking for a refund for this free book. You miss the whole point of like the exercise. Like it blows my mind when people like come and they want to learn funnels from me, and then I'm like, oh, go get my book, and then they're like, well, I bought it on Amazon because I didn't want to get stuck in a funnel. I'm like,
idiot. Yeah, like you idiot. What are you doing?
You'll learn more from buying. I'm like, buy slowly, take screenshots like I do and you do, like everything. Like that's the fastest way to learn marketing, is to observe it and to watch it and to respect it. And don't be annoyed like, oh, they sent out 3 emails this week. Like, why did they send out 3 emails this week?
Yeah, what is it?
What was the purpose? What was the strategy? What were they doing? Did it work? Did it not work? Like, did I open it? Did I not open it? What was the feeling I felt as I read this email? What was the feeling? And like paying attention to that, because that's how I figured a lot of the stuff out, was just paying attention to what people were doing and like what affected me and what didn't. The things that affected me, like I still there's a couple marketers who I think write really good emails. Every time I'm like doing an email, I'll go back to my old email account from the 1990s, right, or whatever it was. Like it's an old email address I have, but I was subscribed to everybody back then, and I'll go in there, and a lot of them aren't even still around. But I search for their names, and like I'll see all the emails from that person, and I just read the subject lines, and I look at which ones were clicked back in the day. So I didn't click on all of them, but I clicked on some of them. You can see which one's been open, not open in Gmail. And I was like, okay, why did I click on that one? Why did I click on that one? There's something that caused me to click on it, and the other ones didn't for some reason. So what was the reason? Like, go back to your own email and just scan through and like scroll through like 8,000 pages in Gmail and look at which ones you clicked at, and then ask yourself, why did I click on that?
I did that to yours the other day.
Those are things I think help you learn marketing and anything.
Sorry, I did that to yours the other day. I do that many times. Russell Brunson. It shows me all your emails. I'll just start reading through them. And I was like, that was awesome. Oh my gosh, this is crazy cool. Like, that's super cool. So I wanted to ask, like, right, this is you got that book, 30 Days, right? And I'm super excited about it. And oh man, like having marketers come in and teach what it is they actually did. And watching what you're doing, selling the thing, like it's such an awesome education. Like everyone, I want you to know right now, I'm not bagging against education or whatever, but it is better than my marketing degree, and I got a 3.8, baby. All right, I did really, really well, and I don't use any of it, right? None of it. It's everything from Russell. Everything. I got in fights over what Russell was saying with some of my marketing professors, right? Because I knew what he was saying was real and true. Where did you? I know the story, but just for people who are listening, because I know many don't. Where'd you get the idea for the 30-day book?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I have it right here in front of me. I may or may not. Let me check.
Oh, is it?
It's somewhere. Anyway.
Hey.
Is it what? Well, I'll tell the story if I can't find it. So, when I was back in the day, when I first got started in this game, and I was looking for how to get started online, I was in college. I was at Boise State. And this kid came out with something, and I can say his name because do you want the full story or the part story? The full story.
What part's going to sell the book?
All right, I'll tell the whole thing. So what happened? So this guy named Joe Kumar, he was an 18-year-old kid, and he had this idea. It was called back in the day, 30 Days to Internet Marketing Success. So this is not a unique idea to me. In fact, I hope that some of you guys clone this idea in whatever market you're in, because it's brilliant. Like, don't do it in my market because I will crush you. But like in any other market, like 30 days to dental success, you should do that if you're a dentist guru, right?
Yeah.
30 days to weight loss success, or 30, like whatever, like it's like the model, right? But he did this thing, and he asked basically, like, he emailed a whole bunch of these like big, huge name gurus at the time. He's like, hey, if you were to lose everything, lose your email list, your customers, your name, your following, and all you had left was internet access and your marketing know-how, and you had bill collectors on the phone trying to call you, and you had 30 days to get back on top, what would you do? And he got like, I think he had 60 people who each wrote him a chapter, like, day 1 I do this, day 2, day 3, day 4, and like a whole 30-day plan. And I remember when I saw that, sitting in my Boise State computer lab, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the key. Like, and I've been trying probably a year and a half to figure stuff out.
Right.
And
what were you building at that time? What business were you on?
I don't think I even knew. I was I didn't have anything yet. I was trying stuff, but I didn't have anything back then. I was, maybe still a couple affiliate things.
You're saying that it took you a year and a half and you still hadn't figured it out yet, everyone?
What? I didn't have ClickFunnels back then.
What?
So, so I remember I read the sales letter like 10 times, and I was like, I have to buy this. It was a $97 ebook. I'm like,
right,
$100 for an ebook. But I was like, I have to have this. Like, and so I bought it. And my wife and I were celebrating a 1-year anniversary, and my parents, because I didn't have money at the time, invited us to go to Hawaii with them. And so I was like, cool. So I was going to Hawaii. So I printed them out, and I remember it would have been like 60 of these things. It would have been like 600-700 pages. So instead I printed out 8 to a page. So they were like, and I had them spiral bound, and that's what I was looking for here. I had it here somewhere, but anyway. And so
I've seen that. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
8 pages to the page, but it was 2 of these spiral bound manuals. And so I got on the plane, and I literally, from Boise all the way to Hawaii, I'm reading each of these little tiny mini pages, and I'm like, what? And it was cool. I read the first one, and it was this person's 30-day plan, how they get back on top. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. And the next person's, and everybody's was different, right? But the core concepts of all of them were the same, right? They all had their own little angle and their twist, but it was like, when it all came down, it was like, I would create something amazing. Yeah. I would then set up a sales letter to sell that amazing thing, and I would drive traffic to the sales letter. And it was like, that was it. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't had any success yet because I don't, first off, have a product, I don't have a sales letter, and I'm not driving traffic. I'm like, that's all this business is like 3 things. And I was like, I need to create a product, and then I need to write a sales letter to sell a product, and I got to drive traffic. But I saw the pattern after seeing it over and over and over and over, and everyone had different traffic strategy, everyone had different strategy how to create the product, how to get their, how they would sell it. Some were teleseminars, some were, pre-webinars, but everyone had their own different mechanisms to do it. But when I saw the pattern 60 times in a row, I was like, I know what to do now. And then I went back, and after that's when I created my first product, which was ZipBrander. It was a software product. I had.
Oh, that's when ZipBrander came up. Really?
Yes, ZipBrander came up.
I was going to ask you what happened after this. Okay.
Yeah. So I had the product created, and then I wrote a sales letter, and then I drove traffic, and that was it. Like, that book was the thing that gave me the initial, like, the turn of like, I get it. So that was 12 years ago. Then fast forward like 3 months later, Joe Kumar decided to sell. Basically, you get $500, you get the rights to his book, and you can sell it as much time as you want. I was like, what? So I literally had no $500. So I went out and I earned the money, I bought the rights from him. He was only going to sell to 10 people. And I was like, this is my future. It's going to be amazing. So I bought the rights from him for $500. Me and he said 10 people, but he ended up selling it to like probably over 1,000 people, and it was a big deal. Everyone's like,
that marketer.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it was like, it was a big deal, and he got in trouble, and anyway, he ended up like fleeing his country, and the feds came trying to arrest him, and he disappeared. The last email he sent to his list, crazy enough, was like, if you want my 30-day plan, you all read everybody else's. If you want my 30-day plan, scan your passport and your something and fax it to me, and we're like, what? Because he was fleeing the government. Anyways, crazy story, crazy, and he's just appeared off the face of the earth. So then, like, now fast forward, whatever, 13, 14 years later, I was like, my whole goal right now, and I did a podcast about this, like, my only thing my whole focus every day is like, how do I simplify this process so that more people can be successful? How do I simplify the process? How do I simplify the process? Like, all your best ideas will come from you trying to figure out how to simplify the process for your customers, right? So I'm thinking through, and I was like, what was the thing that got me to have success? And all of a sudden I was like, dude, it was the 30-day plans. I was like, we should do the same thing. And 30days.com, I went and bought the domain name, and I was like, let's go out to people we know in our community who've done this and have them each contribute a chapter. And we did that, and we now have a 550-page physical book that has everyone's 30-day plans, and it's insanely cool. It's exciting. And you are one of the plans in there, which I'm excited for everyone to see.
Oh man, it's so good, if I say so myself.
That's the backstory of how 30 Days came about.
I appreciate that. I appreciate sharing that. I remember when you had the idea for it. It came as an idea, as in all great ideas do come to you. We're all sitting there, we're working, then you go, dude, And everyone stands up and runs through a whiteboard. Barefoot. And I was like, that's crazy. And I want you to know, I actually was watching what you were doing, and I took a page from that lesson, and that's literally how I created Affiliate Outrage. I went and I crowd created it after watching you do that. And it works, everybody, just so you know. It's like crazy easy to crowd create products like that are super valuable. Well, hey, thanks so much for your time, man. I just want to, I know that you're super busy, and I want to keep geeking out, but I think Melody's going to yell at me. Sorry, Melody. Bruno, I think I'm going over.
She said you got one more question if you want it.
Oh, cool. Hey, so after...
then...
Hey, I wanted to ask, so you go through, you're reading all these plans, right? And I'm hoping this is what my audience does, and that's why I wanted to ask you about this, so we could, promote that book of yours, and I hope everyone goes and gets it. If someone's you're reading through all these plans, there's obviously a lot of stuff. This is not like a small book, but I mean, they're literally being handed like keys of the kingdom to go crush this. Yeah. What would you suggest somebody does as they're reading this? Should they follow one person's plan? Should they literally do it in 30 days? How should they proceed after that?
I would say, everyone learns differently.
Sure.
What I found, what gets a lot of entrepreneurs stuck, and I can share names with you personally, but I won't on a podcast, of people that have come through our world that have struggled, is like, some people they try to follow things to a T, like everything where it's like, and it's like someone says something like, but how do I implement that to my thing? And like, they get so stuck on like trying to figure things out, or try doing everything that like they never get anything done. Yeah. I think, my thought I think the best thing for them to do is to get the book and just try to read through. And it might be hard to read through all of them. It's literally 550-page book. It's like, it's insanely cool. But pick the people that resonate with you. Some are talking about e-commerce, some are internet network. I just found the ones that resonate with you. But I would read a bunch of them, read 5, 10, 15 of them, read them through, and just to first off to get like the flow of like, because like for me, like basically it was like seeing the pattern of like, oh, I understand it. So after you get that, then it's come back and say, okay, now I got to figure out for my business, and I can't do what everybody did.
Right.
Find out from all people like which one resonates the best with me, and then what I'm really good at doing is like, is I learn a lot of stuff from a lot of places, but a lot of things when they come to me, I'm not like, okay, how do I implement everything? Because if you do that, like you get overwhelmed, nothing will happen. It's coming out like, oh, that's awesome, but I'm not ready for that yet. So let me store it right here. Oh, this is cool to store. Here I'm gonna store. And it's like, hey, like if you know you don't have a product yet, like you should just be consuming everything how to create a product, and then do that, and like, everything's like cool, storing it. This is what I need. You do the thing. It's like, okay, now it's done. It's like, okay, now I'm ready for the next phase. It's like, okay, I'm gonna grab these things. So like, when you get to the part where you're ready for traffic, go back, like look, remember people's 30 days plan. Like, oh yeah, Garrett talked about this, and Steven talked about this. Like, now I'm ready to start doing traffic and start like taking those things off the shelf. So I think it's good just to like school teaches you to memorize everything and regurgitate it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the right method, right? The method for entrepreneurs is to take all this information, to see like where does it fit in the picture, and you're like, cool. Well, I'm at this phase right now, so I'm gonna just place these here and leave them there, and then I'm gonna come back to them. But I gotta focus everything on the next piece of this puzzle, right? The next step, and I think that's the biggest thing, because I mean, we have people in the 2 Comma Club coaching right now who are trying to figure out Facebook ads, and they haven't figured out a product yet.
I know,
like,
right?
You don't have an offer, like you don't need to master ads yet. Like master an offer first, Yeah. And I think that's what people miss is they're trying to learn it all at once, and just like don't try to learn it all at once. That's not going to serve you at all.
I still don't know how to drive ads. I don't want to learn that.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes total sense. So you're going to do a deep dive with it, go in, and then just figure out what you want and table the rest of it. Totally makes sense.
And then, can I ruin this for everybody? Our surprise?
Do it.
So this is the surprise. So Steven and I have been in the laboratory working behind the scenes. So what we're going to be doing is, you guys will see the funnel. Steven hasn't seen the whole funnel. He's seen a little glimpse of it. But when you guys come in, you're actually going to be able to get everybody's 30-day plans initially for free. So it's like free, like just you're going to go and you're going to get them, and I'm going to pump for you because you're going to have it. Like I want to make the barrier to entry like you just show up and we'll give you the stuff.
Yeah.
But then the physical book, the 550-page physical book, we're also going to ship that to you for free in exchange if you join a challenge. And we're going to be doing a 30-day challenge where Steven and I will be tag teaming the crap kicking out of you to make sure you actually implement 30 days. So I would say is go through this thing, geek out, listen to everybody's thing, and then sign up. It's $100, which is like the cheapest thing on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Literally $100 does not go to me. Whoever referred you to the thing gets $100. So I make $0 from you being part of this challenge. The only thing it does is it gets me the ability to yell at you and have Steven yell at you to make sure you're successful and teach you the fundamentals and pound them through your mind, so that way you can actually implement your own 30-day plan. So I would say go to the virtual summit, geek out, listen to everything, consume it all, do your big immersion, and then our live thing will be starting like 30 days later, and then just get prepared. Show up that 30-day thing with like all these ideas in your head, and we're gonna be going step 1, step 2, step 3, pounding the fundamentals. And after 30 days, if you follow that process, you will have everything in place for your funnel. So it's gonna be amazing.
Oh my gosh. And don't get sensitive, people, when I tell you that you're wrong. Just be teachable, be coachable.
I always joke, like, I'm kind of like the coach that has the carrot out in front of you. I'm like, come over here, guys, it's awesome, come over here. And you're the coach from behind with the stick, like, whacking him, like, come on, let's go.
What do you want in life?
So you got both. You got someone pushing you and someone pulling you, but it's amazing. And I think the combo of us tag team people is going to be exciting. And I think I'm just pumped because it's going to give people the accountability I think they need sometimes to move through things and just get something out there and done. Yeah. And so you can learn the whole process once. And after you learn it once, it's easy to do over and over and over again.
Totally. Same process, which is the fun magic of it. Hey, there's a quote I've got on my wall. It reminds me of you like crazy. And it's by Ray Kurzweil. And just so everyone knows, I have an actual wall where I put quotes all over the wall. I used to do it growing up. And so on my actual wall, not like a Facebook wall, I have written, "The purposeful destruction of information is the essence of intelligent work." The purposeful destruction of information is the essence of intelligent work. And man, your superpower is just that. It is ridiculous. It's taking in all this stuff, man, and just like spewing it out in this way where it's like, oh, like Guru coming off the mountain with the 2 tablets, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, here they are, you know, like, wow, all of that. That's it. That's what I need. And I really appreciate what you're doing, man. Changing the world, do anything for you. Love you. And thanks so much for taking the time.
No worries, man. Super proud of you. I love what you're doing, and you're having a huge impact on people's lives, and that impact's gonna keep growing. And anyway, I appreciate you. You're amazing, and your audience is lucky to have you all the time. So hope they all know that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, wasn't that awesome? Hey, just real quick, a few months ago, Russell asked me to write a chapter for a secret project he was doing. And I had to write a chapter for a book, and this was the prompt. This was the letter I got from him. He said, "Hey, Steven, let me ask you a quick question. You suddenly lose all your money, along with your name and your reputation, and only have your marketing know-how left. You have bills piled high and people harassing you for money over the phone. Plus, you have a guaranteed roof over your head, a phone line, an internet connection, and a ClickFunnels account for only 1 month. You no longer have your big guru name, your following, your JV partners. Other than your vast marketing experience, you're an unknown newbie. What would you do from day 1 to day 30 to save yourself?" Russell Brunson. Hey, if you want to see my answer and a bunch of other marketers that also had answered that in this amazing book and summit, just go to 30days.com/Steven. Again, you can see the entire summit, you can see the book, you can see what we wrote in there, and each of our detailed plans, just go to 30days.com/Steven. That's 30 as in 30, 30days.com/Steven, STEPHEN. Guys, enjoy.